Hey, everybody. It's Monday night. Welcome to Let's Talk Lorcana. I'm Liam, and I'm joined this evening by Logan, who's joining us on a work trip. That's dedication.
I'm doing my best to keep the show rolling. I did try to fit my Yeti mic into my suitcase, but I was supposed to be here until roughly Saturday. Um, I will now probably be coming home tomorrow, which is both cool and less cool.
I'm sure there's a story back there. Either way, I'm glad you could make it this evening.
Well, like I said last week, every single Monday I'm just waiting around, being like, "Does Liam need me for the Illuminator?" And I was sitting in my work hotel, just like, "I'm sure Liam will need me," and so here I am.
Yeah. Wait, did I mute my? No. Sorry, I forgot to mute this other mic, and it gives me 1, 2, 3. There we go. Yeah, no, well, it's true. I definitely need you this week. For those who missed last week, had to make a small announcement. Brandon, if you are here normally, Brandon's here. Had to take a step back from the show for a while due to some personal reasons. I'm very bummed because I enjoy hanging out with him every Monday. But super glad to hang out with Logan, who's going to serve as a co-host for the future. So yeah. So here we go. I also, funny story about the Yeti mic. I was saying before the show that I have traveled with my Yeti mic on numerous occasions to do exactly what you're doing. And every time I get stopped by airport security, every single time they're like, what is this?
See, I happen to have like really good luck with that. I've traveled with a lot of people that always get flagged with their deck boxes or things like that. And never once have except the last time I was coming home from Texas. That's the only time I've been stopped for just deck boxes and cards and things like that. And I've traveled with my Yeti mic quite a bit and have never been stopped. So I don't know. Maybe people just are more lazy when they look at my stuff.
Maybe, or I look suspicious. I don't know. One of the two or both. Yeah. So how, other than, traveling for work, how was your week in Lorcana?
It was really good. This past weekend, we had so many events to keep track of, which was, honestly, really refreshing. Instead of just set champs to look at, not to say set champs aren't big or exciting. Last week I showed you the couple of really insane board states that I saw going to a couple of mine. But, we had the Asian Grand Prix that started. There was another big event. I don't remember where it was, but it was at Moyen and Speci and DKP that all competed in that one. And then there was the Sharp Gaming 5K and 3K weekend. And just to do a small shout out, Sky has officially joined Maelstrom, and he did really well at both of those events in Sharp Gaming. So couldn't be prouder of him.
Oh yeah, I actually I really enjoyed hanging out with Sky and getting to see him down at Sharp Gaming. Yeah, consummate professional, and yeah, crushed the competition while being one of the most friendly people you'll ever run into. He actually did, not to spoil my short when it comes out, but he also won our Guess the Card game, which meant he got to keep the card. We did he participated in a Guess the Card, Keep the Card challenge that I stole from Kendall. And I'll have to show that video sometime because he made it down to the wire. Maybe if tonight, maybe I'll bring it out. I don't know. We can show it. Everybody in the chat, I have no idea what you're talking about with EXP points. It might be a YouTube interface thing. I can't see it. I have no idea. If it is experience points, I'm curious as to who's winning. So yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Shout out to Sky from Arkansas. Yeah. So all the events I didn't honestly get to see much of those other events this weekend. I'm going to have to look them up because I was fully consumed with Sharp Gaming with JDZ and Katie down there. And that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. They put on a good event. So yeah, I'm bummed you didn't make it. I know you were thinking about it. But
if it wasn't for this work trip and me having to leave Sunday afternoon, I absolutely I was really trying to fit it in, but this work trip just unfortunately stole a little bit too much time from me.
Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate because I was hoping there'd be at least there was some Maelstrom presence. I do have to say, I had a great weekend. One of the things that I really love about, these events, these tournaments, And it's one of the reasons why I think people really want more DLCs. It's the competition aspect, but it's also like when community comes together. And I got to see Sky there. I got to see Courtney. I got to see members of Infinity. So many people that I know through the internet, and I only get to see at these big Lorcana events. And then I got to meet for the first time Fairy Queen Tink, who is a longtime watcher of the show. I think been around since the very beginning. For the longest time, she was holding down the fort in Twitch as our only Twitch viewer. In there constantly talking to herself. And so I got to meet her in person, and it was so special and so exciting that I put our picture together on the thumbnail this week. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it meant a lot. I really, really liked it. Work trip's the worst. So anyway, it was a lot of fun. And we're going to talk with some of the folks who were in that tournament and how that went throughout the show. And yeah, I'm trying to think of any other news to cover.
I think that was just pretty much the weekend, man. I mean, all of the huge events that were going on. It was really cool to see so many people and accounts just kind of pop up on Twitter from the Asian Grand Prix. Like just so many new things to interact with and new people to see, but also like seeing set 4 deck lists again, which was really, really exciting for me personally.
Yeah, I miss like set 3-4 meta a little bit. I mean, without Bucky, I
think it was I think they are in Toronto meta. I think they've officially banned Bucky there. I didn't see it in any lists, at least. But yeah, there was a lot of Emerald Steel. There was a lot of Ruby Amethyst, and not a lot of Sapphire or Ruby Sapphire, which I thought was strange, but
interesting. Wonder why.
That was exactly my thought. I mean, being as prevalent as it was for us, I would have thought surely it would be as prevalent there. But no, it was a lot of just our standard 3 of Ruby, Amethyst, Amber Steel, Emerald Steel, which is not a bad thing. It was just kind of cool to see like they're kind of at that point in the meta that we were, where it was just before Sailor had really put out Sisu on Ice, and we had really figured that out. So I don't know, it was weird. It's kind of like going back in time and just kind of seeing what things were pre-evolved before people started figuring out more and more things in that level of the set.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. I actually will I'm gonna have to go back and look, because I honestly completely missed that event this weekend, and yeah, now I'm curious to go take a look.
So I mean, it was cool, but it was also weird. So their Swiss rounds were best of 1.
Yeah.
To make it to day 2, you had to go at least 8-1 to make it to day 2. If you went 7, I think there were a few 7-2s that made it, but you had to have really, really good breakers to get past that point. So, we've talked about endlessly, I'm sure, the how hard best of 2 was. Now just imagine we cut another game off of it.
Yeah, I can't imagine best of 1. Yeah. Is Logan chill at the Holiday Inn? Sure. At an inn.
It is the Hilton? It's a Hilton.
Yeah.
Not the Holiday Inn. Hampton Inn? Hampton Inn. That's what it is.
I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express. Yeah, Manny talking about Mo goat stickers. If you know, you know. I hope we see them. Before, so we do have a guest to bring in a few minutes, a guest that I am not on the thumbnail, and I'm super excited about, because I've wanted to have her on the show since I met her, and this is like the fulfillment of a content creator dream that I've had. So, but before that, I do have to report something that a crime has been committed, and it's a fun note, and that Zach Bivens, who people have referred to as the GOAT, and fantastic deck builder, one of the best people to play Lorcana. Tag him if he's not in here. Has made he's not perfect at Lorcana or Lorcana things, because he's made a grievous error.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised. He so I'm gonna show you in a second. I did a little bit of a a business transaction with him, and he sent a little bonus gift to me in the mail. And when I got it, I was both flattered and then a little bit offended because he's made a mistake. He sent me a foil Gantu for my retirement fund, but he made the arrow pointed in the wrong direction. At first, I thought he'd mistaken and accidentally, spun it around, or he was just confused. But the more I looked at it, the more I think he meant to put the arrow going down, and I'm not sure that's correct. So thanks to Zach for the card. I'm never taking out of this sleeve. It's going to stay in my collection like this forever. But I think you've made a grievous error about Gantu's trajectory long term.
I think he's looking out for your mental well-being personally, and we should applaud him for everything he's done for the Lorcana community.
That's probably true. I have lost quite a bit of money on Gantus, but that's perhaps a story for another time.
He just wants you to be better.
Yeah, he does. So anyway, that's that. Okay, so we talked about Sharp. We talked about, I guess before we bring in our first guest, I guess the only other thing to talk about is Gen Con coming up this weekend. There's gonna be a lot of Lorcana news coming out this weekend. I'm sure they've got an anniversary event. There's a bunch of stuff, on the schedule for Ravensburger. They're going to be there in full force. So I'm really excited to see what comes out of this weekend.
Oh, for sure. And I'm not able to go again because of all the travel I have coming up in September. But man, I have so many friends that are going. So I'm going to, I'm sure, just get initial firsthand reactions of everything that's getting thrown at us. And I cannot wait to see what is coming back in Fabled.
Yes. Hopefully it's Gantu.
For your well-being, I hope it's not Gantu.
I love when things get reprinted and I feel like, and I know they don't make decisions for this reason, but I love when it feels like Ravensburger's in on the joke sometimes, like Flounder got reprinted somewhere. Maybe it was in Gateway or something like that. And I was like, they had to have done that on purpose.
Oh, absolutely. Somebody saw the Flounder love and was like, well, this needs more love in general. I will say, now that, Color has said it, she was making heroic deck for her next episode. And she calls me and she was like, I have to redo this completely. And I was like, why? Normally you do revisions, but you never tell me you have to do the deck completely over. She goes, I read Gantu wrong, and this card is so bad.
Unless you're playing a bunch of decks with a bunch of small little characters, I don't know. You play Gantu just so you can play. Playing him is a victory,
Playing Gantu is the moral high ground I've always needed in my life.
That's exactly right. I mean, on turn 8, why does he cost 8?
Yeah, just think about that. You could play Gantu, or you could play Sisu on turn. Not on turn 8, but for 8 ink.
Yeah. Why is he? But he's a captain, so he protects me. So there you go.
Hold on, guys. Let's think about this complete. All right. Everything's changed.
Everything is change. To cost, not strength. Yeah. No, one day, redemption for Gantu.
She really did try, though.
I appreciate the effort. Gantu is free ink. That is true. Okay, that's the benefit he offers. He reduces the cognitive load because you never have to think about what you're inking. You just know.
How many times do you draw a card and you're just like, this is immediately ink? This is always ink, actually.
Yeah. You don't even pause with it in your hand. It's like an immediate flip into the inkwell, right down.
Oh, in case you needed to know what was coming.
Yeah, man. Look at all this Gantu hate in the chat. Anyway, and one more shout out here. Another shout out to Scott Cipher, who just joined for these. I believe he sent us these delightful mugs, one of which I'm using tonight. So thank you, sir, for this. Okay. Well, let's bring on our first guest, shall we?
Absolutely.
Okay. To do that, I have to tell a story. And I've told this before, but I'm going to tell it again. So there I was. It was pre-Worlds, and I'm doing my rounds around the country, getting ready for commentating Worlds. And as part of my circuit, I hit up World Class Cards, who was gracious enough to have me up there commentating with 20 Lore Pro. And they did a triple deck event. And there was a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. I had to leave partway through Sunday, which was kind of a bummer. But so 2 different events, by the way. There was one Saturday, one Sunday. On day 1, I couldn't help but hear throughout the day everybody talking about how this event was difficult this day, Saturday, and there was a lot of good players there. But Sunday was going to be even more difficult, and the better players were going to be there on Sunday. And so this was a chance for people to take down this event before the better players showed up. And as I dug into it and I listened, they kept talking about this one player who was coming from the Chicago area, who wasn't there today, but was going to be there tomorrow. And they kept talking about Kaylee. They were like, Kaylee's coming tomorrow. Kaylee's coming tomorrow. Better watch out. Kaylee's coming tomorrow. She's going to take the whole thing. And they kept talking about Kaylee. And so I'm like, man, Kaylee must be pretty good. And the other thing is, like, the Wisconsin, I learned that, like, the Southern Wisconsin, like, Chicago community is pretty tight knit. And they all see each other at their events and their stories. They're awesome Lorcana community. And so Sunday morning, Kaylee rolls in, and Kaylee is 12. And everybody is like, oh my goodness, she's here, ready to lose. And I didn't get to see how the tournament finished because I had to leave eventually, but I was really impressed. And I did get to do an interview with Kaylee on camera, and phenomenal player. The way that she saw the game is just incredible, and the advice that she was giving to folks. So I said that moment, I'm like, if I'm adding having Kaylee on the show to my list of goals for the show and Lorcana, and I'm really excited that we're gonna get to welcome Aaron tonight. So absolutely. Yeah. Also, Kaylee rolls deep with people in the comments in the chat, so I'm sure there's all sorts of Chicago folks out here. But with that, I'll welcome in Kaylee.
Hi.
Hey,
hello.
Welcome to the show. I'm really excited. You're here. I have to let everybody know that you took the night off from League to be here, and I thank you for doing that. And I apologize to everybody at your local league, although maybe it's a reprieve for them. I don't know.
Don't ask me.
So one of the reasons that you popped up again on my radar, and I was like, oh man, I gotta have Kaylee on, is you just took down another set champ this week. Pull up the picture here. How many set champs now is it that you've won?
This set or total?
Total.
4.
4. That's crazy.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh look, it's me.
with the championship mat. Yeah, they might be able to win games now that you're not there.
So what is it that you do that strikes fear into everybody that you go and play locally, Kaylee?
I don't know. I'm just a kid.
That's the best answer.
Yeah.
I will say, when I sit down in front of kids at any event, I'm immediately so much more intimidated. And I take it even more seriously than if I sit down in front of Zach Bivens or RMB, because I don't know, kids are absolute monsters in this game, man. They will take everything from you and just win the game in 4 turns. It's just it doesn't matter what kind of deck they're playing either. It doesn't have to be aggro. I could lose to a 12-year-old who's playing Ruby Sapphire items on turn 4, and I'm like, how did this happen? It's not supposed to happen like this.
Yeah. So I'm pull up your deck list from this weekend. So you're running this Amber Steel list here. Talk to us a little bit about this list and why you chose to play it.
I get to, I play this because I get to attack things with not attacking things, and I get to quest for a lot of lore, and it's fun.
So you're like pure aggression with this, huh? Like put the characters down quick and try to win fast.
Yes, but don't let them play characters that are annoying.
And how do you get around that? How do you prevent them from doing that?
I play Cinderella, and then I have her sing some songs.
Yeah.
Because then they aren't there anymore, so they can't attack my stuff. It's awesome.
That's
I
fair.
feel like this is the most profound description of Amber Steel aggro that I've ever been a part of.
It's true. Like it's what do you, I banish your stuff and I quest for lore. Like that's the game plan.
You know how easy it is to quest for lore when my Cinderella just sings a song and says you don't get to have characters anymore? My life gets significantly easier at this point.
So what are your favorite? Because there's a couple new cards that came out in the recent set, like Rhino and Lady. And have you played Amber Steel before? And if so, like how is this version with this set different? And what are you doing differently in this set than you have in the past?
I briefly played. Well, I actually played this more, but I played Amber Steel. I think last set for sure. I don't remember if I did the set before. I probably did. But it changed with Rhino and Lady because Rhino is just annoying to get rid of. So I like it. Except when my opponent plays it. There's a different story. And Lady just lets me quest faster.
Yeah, it just made this deck so annoying. And it's consistent too. I see you're running a lot of 4-ofs, couple 3s. So it probably pretty consistent, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I do want to ask what your thoughts are on Rapunzel's Tower. Normally, in this deck, I've seen some people run Along Came Zeus, so they could possibly handle someone else's Rapunzel or someone else's Rhino pretty easily. But you've decided to go with Rapunzel's Tower. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
We put in Rapunzel's Tower to help quest faster because with less songs, you just want to get there before your opponent at the same time. So Rapunzel's Tower helps you keep your stuff around longer. So that way they don't kill your stuff very fast.
And so did it work out for you? Like, is it a card that paid off for you during the set champs quite a bit, or did you not play it that often?
I played it decently often. They didn't like it because it gave +3 willpower, not +2. +2 is easier to deal with.
No, just being honest, the distinction between 3 and 2 in Lorcana is incredibly significant. You look at cards like Merlin Crab versus the new Yelana, right? Crab giving +3, Yelana giving +2. It is so much harder to get over things when all you have is like the +2 attack as opposed to +3. So Rapunzel's Tower, you give Calhoun +3, you give Rhino +3, you give Pete Lawrence +3, and it's just so much more difficult to get over. That may just hold much more damage for Rapunzel to heal, so you're just getting even more value. All right, I'm sold.
Well, it clearly worked. Yeah, it's fast for sure. I do know some people are running Vinny now in this type of list rather than not rather than Pete, but like it fills a similar function and allowing you to close out the game. Have you played around with Vinny much at all?
Nope.
She said, "I don't need Vinny. I quest for enough.
I quest for enough, and then I play Pete." Yeah. So, is this other than so you played this weekend? Is this your favorite archetype, or what do you enjoy playing usually? Is it just aggro or other decks?
I like playing aggro, but after doing triple deck for a little bit, I do also like playing other archetypes.
Yeah.
So what was your experience in triple deck? Now that you say that, like you said, you like playing other archetypes. If you weren't going to play something that was aggro, what would be what you would lean into?
maybe red purple. I get to draw a ton of cards and then kill all their stuff.
I mean, that is the essence of those. That's why everybody plays it. Purple draws me cards. Red banishes your stuff. Like, put them together, and that's that.
Yay!
That's funny.
I will say that's why amethyst is my favorite color, because you're able to just draw so many cards and it feels so good.
Well, it's like rule number 1 of TCGs: more cards is better. You need cards to do your stuff. That's true. All right. I mean, gosh, I don't know. Just really impressive performance last weekend.
Thank you.
So, and you're always, for those who want to follow Kaylee, and I'll make sure to say this before the end, but for those who want to follow like Kaylee and what she's up to, her dad posts some of her accomplishments on Instagram, and I've heard from him very recently. He's more proud of her achievements than his own. So you can see, as Kaylee takes down set champ after set champ, you can follow along here on his Instagram page, and we'll post a link to that in the show notes. So I don't know. I feel like ever since I met you, Kaylee, I feel like every few weeks I'm seeing you pop up as a set champ winner, or just doing well in a competitive event. So it's a lot of fun to watch.
Well, I mean, just to kind of piggyback off of that, because you are younger, and we don't see enough younger people in general, I think try to strive and get to the levels that you have where they're taking down set champs. There are a lot that do, that are kind of propped up by their parents, or like really pushed by their local communities. But if you were going to try to get more kids around your age into Lorcana, what would be something you would say to them to try to push them to kind of meet you at your level, I guess?
I don't know.
Do you hope more kids your age start to play Lorcana?
Yeah.
Do you have a friend group that plays Lorcana that's your age, or are you more so just playing with adults at your local store?
I have, how do I word this? I know one not adult person who plays. No, two.
Oh.
No, three. Is it three? I can't count anymore.
At least a few.
Yeah.
Oh.
Listen, she doesn't need to know how to count to 3. All she needs to know is how to count to 20. That's the important number.
Right. No, it's a great question too, because like I don't know, for me, and I'm sure you're the same, Logan, and a lot of us playing Lorcana, like my love of TCGs started when I was your age, Kaylee. When I started playing Magic, actually, and then Star Wars, and then all the 90s card games. But that experience for me, playing card games when I was that age and competing against adults in some big tournaments, created this lifelong love of gaming. And it's, as you can see, I'm doing this show now, like it's opened up so many different doors and friendships and experiences. But it started when I was your age. And so seeing, people your age getting into the game and playing competitively is just so, I don't know, it's so fun. And I don't know, I get excited whenever I see you crushing people at local events.
I get more excited when people actively saying, "Oh yeah, here's Kaylee. Well, I'm prepared to lose now. Thanks. Now Kaylee's coming. I'm not winning anything because Kaylee's here."
Yeah, that's funny. So couple other questions while you have you here. So Fabled is coming with a ton of reprints, and that means but there are also a lot of cards that aren't getting reprinted. Are there a card or two that you hope does not get reprinted in Fabled?
I just don't want CC to be reprinted. That's it.
The fastest answer.
Yep. It's spoken like a true aggro player. Yeah, as long as it's not.
She said, "I'm fine with everything else. Just don't bring back CC."
Courtney is saying, Courtney, who also enjoys playing Amber Steel, says same. It's funny. Is there a card that you really hope does get reprinted in Fabled?
Rapunzel, even though I'm pretty sure it won't be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's a really good shot for Rapunzel.
I hope it does. Like, I'm also on the Rapunzel train because I don't know what else Amber has going for it card draw wise. So
yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? I think they're the ones that we know for sure that are coming back, like Maleficent Dragon, Tinkerbell. These are like staples that have been in almost every, a lot of Ruby decks, a lot of steel decks that were coming up. So I think it only makes sense that Rapunzel, that was another staple in pretty well every Amber deck, is kind of an obvious choice for the legendary to get reprinted.
I agree. Kaylee, a lot of people in the chat now. All the Ruby Sapphire players now are are in the chat here. Ed Chu, saying justice for Sisu. So
I played Ruby Sapphire. I don't mind getting Sisu go by.
I love that. I can play it without Sisu. What do you all need it for?
She said, I don't need Sisu. Why do you guys need Sisu?
That's funny. Okay, so Rapunzel and Sisu, we got those answers. Do you have a favorite card besides, I know you said you hope Rapunzel gets reprinted, but is that your favorite card or do you have another favorite?
Is it favorite card or favorite card to play?
Ooh.
Well,
let's ask favorite card to play first.
Daisy Duck and Lady.
Naturally. First Daisy Duck. And then look at the one of my favorite aggro players, Clara Sear in the chat here saying aggro for the win. Look at that. And so what's your favorite card, period?
Stitch.
Any particular Stitch or just any Stitch card?
Surfer Stitch.
Surfer Stitch?
Surfer Stitch. Okay.
The original. I do love that card.
Well, man, now that we think about it, Surfer Stitch probably also has a really good contention as an Amber Legendary to come back because he also is card draw.
That is true. Okay, I mean that's a fair point. If you're not gonna bring back Rapunzel, you need to bring back something with card draw. I remember very fondly the first set meta where people were trying to. Actually, he did see some play.
He saw a decent amount of play, actually. I mean,
yeah.
Just because games were going so long, you just kind of naturally got to that point, especially when you had Rockstar Stitch decks going off. So you would just use Rockstar Stitch, play all your guys, and then you're like, oh look, Surfer Stitch, and another 3 cards in my hand. Hooray!
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I just I'm also a fan of the card. I love the artwork. It's iconic from set 1, and Marcel Berg, the artist, is a good friend, and so yeah, I'd love to see that come back. Fun card, and it's Stitch, and he's surfing. And yeah, can he sing? He can't sing Beyond the Horizon. He's 6, right? No, he's gotta be super flavorful. So last couple questions, Kaylee. Do you do a lot of your own deck building, or how do you? What's your process for finding a deck to play and getting reps in before a tournament?
I net decked Diggy Diggy Hole before, and then we've just been making small tweaks as the sets go on that fit my playstyle and fit the meta.
That's awesome.
I love how she's already like my playstyle because it's my.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a hard thing to find your playstyle. I'm not gonna lie. I think there are a lot of players right now that have been in the game for a long time that really don't know what their playstyle is. So you having found it so early is an amazing thing.
Yeah. Sorry, I love this comment from Purple Pansy. Aggro is the most fun. It's a puzzle to solve, and then you get to take a ton of breaks. Yeah, sir. Okay, people reminding me. Yeah, Surfer is 7 cost, so you can sing Beyond the Horizon. Yeah, that's super flavorful. I love it. Yeah. What else? Talked about netting. Yeah. I agree with you on playstyle, Logan. Like it. I don't know. Some people are comfortable in different areas, but there are, I think people gravitate towards a particular lane, and it just feels right. And when you find it, it feels really good.
Yeah, no, I mean, just look at pro players you all know, right? I mean, DKP has always been the Ruby Sapphire guy. He's kind of morphed his deck into the playstyle he likes. Sailor, another Ruby Sapphire player, but morphed that deck into what he likes. You look at most any Zach Bivens deck, and you just kind of think value, right? You look at any R&B deck and you think that's probably Sapphire Steel.
That's true.
So I mean, there's just it. You see so many people that go to events very often, and I don't know that if you asked all of them what their play style is, that they would have an honest answer. And Kaylee's just like, yeah, this is my play style, and I've tweaked the deck to fit that, and now I'm winning Jafar playmats. So come stop me if you can.
Yeah. It also, like, the hyper aggro also, that's not really hyper aggro. It's aggro with a little bit of control mixed in. Explains everybody's like terror when they get matched into you, Kaylee, as I'm seeing in the chat. Sitting down knowing that it's going to be just a gut check for like 3 or 4 turns while they try to survive the wave. That's funny.
It's not my fault.
No, it's not. I mean, well.
It's
good.
kind of your fault, but I mean, like,
yeah, it's you're just too good. Aladdin's Castle saying his play style is losing to Kaylee. So it's funny. So have you started experimenting with any decks for like after rotation, or do you kind of know what direction you're going to go, or are you just going to see kind of what drops out of your aggro list and start to tinker with that some more?
I don't know. I just want to know everything that's getting reprinted and what new cards there will be before I start testing.
What is your testing process before events?
I normally, if it's like summer, I would go to locals and practice and test there. Otherwise, I'm just at home testing with my dad.
That's fun. I hear
you beat them as often as you beat all of your other locals.
I'm not gonna say. Yeah. Okay. Well, before we say bye, Kaylee, anybody you wanna shout out? I see you have a lot of fans in the chat here, from the Chicago area, I'm sure, and just around the country. Anybody you'd like to shout out?
My whole team, Lords of Lore, and my dad and my family.
Yeah. I've met the Lords of Lore team rolls pretty deep. And they're all pretty wonderful people. So yeah, I appreciate them.
I met a few of them in Texas, I'm pretty sure.
They travel pretty well. And cool jerseys too.
Oh yeah. The artwork is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like baseball jersey style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Kid's been Lords of Lore since day one. All right. Well, Kaylee, thanks so much for your time. Any other questions, Logan?
I think we pretty well covered all of it.
All right. Well, Kaylee, I thank you so much for skipping league and doing this. You're one of the most inspiring players, like, to me. And I know a lot of other people who see you, like your hard work and your effort, that go into making you the player that you are. And, we enjoy seeing you go and compete and go toe to toe with people who've been playing card games longer than you've been alive and taking them down. So when I meet players like you, I know that the future of Lorcana is bright. And so can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here. And next time you win a set champ, we'll have to have you back.
Oh, yay.
Right.
Oh, speaking of, before you go, do you have any events coming up that you know you're going to or that you would like to go to?
Gen Con on Thursday only. Keyword.
Okay. Well, I'll have to try to run into you at Gen Con. I need to get a card signed. I'm gonna get a Daisy Duck signed.
And I want to go to the Milwaukee DLC.
Did you get tickets?
Not yet.
Oh. Okay. Fingers crossed. Because I want to see you to the Milwaukee DLC too.
I absolutely want to see Kaylee at the Milwaukee DLC. Hear that, pastimes? We got to make it happen.
Yep. Special request. Special request. All right. Well, thanks so much, Kaylee. It was a pleasure. And congrats again on your set champ win. It's pretty awesome.
Thank you. And thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. It's our pleasure. Bye. I'm terrible at sign-offs. I just want to talk to people like all night, and it feels bad
I genuinely think we could have just spent the night talking to Kaylee.
I know. Yep. I could have, quite honestly.
Hashtag get Kaylee DLC tickets. Absolutely.
It's one of the things that struck me in Wisconsin when I talked to Kaylee was, and we didn't get the full like breadth of her like analysis of like gameplay, because when I interviewed her after a match and I was asking her about very specific situations and lines and like that particular matchup and was able to reference a game, the way that she talked about like her lines of play and her read on her opponents and why, you know, she did certain things was really, really incredible. And kind of blew me away. So, yeah, so I wish I had a match to record to like reference, because you really get a feel for her like analytic skills and her gameplay when you get to do that. So,
I mean, if she keeps on playing, I'm sure we're going to see plenty of her on streams going forward. So I imagine by the end of the year, we're going to have some gameplay to analyze of her.
I hope so. I think she was on the WCC stream. I'll have to go back and find that again. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of the fun parts about doing this show is the opportunity to talk to, I don't know, people who impress you from around the Lorcana community. And yeah, so shout out to Chicago, Lords of Lore, and all you folks out there. So, and Kaylee's Aunt Cindy for tuning in and watching. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. So yeah,
R&B saying she can take his ticket if she shaves her head.
That's tall.
I think that's a pretty bold ask.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. So we have some other guests to bring in. Before we do that, I'm going to do a mid-show. Thank you all for watching, especially you. Oh, no, there's nobody on Facebook. There's usually one person on Facebook. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If it's your first time here, appreciate you. We're here every Monday night. And go ahead and do if you're so inclined, a subscribe, follow thing button. If you're on Twitter watching, appreciate you. Jump over these other platforms and hit subscribe and do the thing. And also shout out to our Patreon supporters, a few of which are here in the chat tonight. Our newest Patreon supporter, Sorcerer's Hat, took fourth in a set champs this weekend with an Ruby Sapphire deck, fun one. It has the carpet bag, has the super goofs. So shout out to him, and shout out to all of you other Patreon supporters who help keep the show going, because it costs money, believe it or not. So yeah. All right. So now with that out of the way, I don't know. Did you get to watch much of Sharp Gaming this weekend, Logan?
I did. I got to catch a good bit of it, honestly. Now, granted, we were fairly biased, and we were watching a little bit more as a team anytime Sky was on. I was on stream, but we did get to see some really cool decks. Like for instance, the Ruby Emerald deck that I believe that ended up winning.
It did. It did. We're going to talk to that deck's pilot here in a bit. Yeah, really fun deck. Really interesting deck.
I played against something similar at one of the last Charlie's collectible shows that I went to, and I'm gonna be honest, it got me. There's the first 3 turns, I was like, oh, okay, because he only played Emerald cards. So the first 3 turns, I'm like, oh, okay, it's just a Diablo deck, so you know it's probably Emerald Steel. And then he played a Robin Hood Sharpshooter, the Ruby 4-drop, and I was like,
hold up,
what's happening? It's like what? I was like, what is happening? And then he was able to quest with the Robin Hood, and he got a You Came Back to ready the Robin Hood, quest again. And I was like, what's happening? Wait, this card's not supposed to do anything.
Yeah.
So anytime I see it, I get a little bit excited, just because I feel like it's one of those ink combinations that has been just on the cusp of being good, and it just needed a couple more supporting cards. And I think this set we actually got those with things like Undermine. And I mean, this just kind of pushed the consistency to where it's needed to be. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to talk to Cody about that deck in a bit, because it was interesting. It was fun, and they came decked out, the Infinity team for that in Christmas garb. So excited to talk about that. Before we do that, I want to talk. We're going to bring in another one of the top 8 players who is a good friend and somebody I really enjoyed watching pilot their way through the tournament and into day 2 on a really fun Amber Steel build. And I'll talk more about her performance and how she did it here in a moment. But excited to welcome the show from the Dallas area, from the Incredibles, and one of the co-hosts of Enchanted Chatter, my favorite Wednesday night Lorcana podcast. It's Courtney Dembski. Hey, Courtney.
Hey, how are you?
I have the hats. I have to break them out.
It.
I am going to switch though when Cody comes on because I have to.
That's fair. I respect that.
So, hey, congrats on a fun weekend.
Thank you. It was a blast. It was a blast getting to see everyone. It was a blast hanging out, and it was a good day for my deck.
Yeah, it was. I'm going to pull it up here. So, I mean, before I pull up the deck and we just talk, cards and stuff, like, how was the event, like, overall? What'd you think?
Overall, it was fantastic. I didn't get to go to their first event. This was my first time out there. I took the nice little road trip up to Arkansas and had a great drive by myself, listened to an audiobook. But the event was great. I can't say enough how great the location was. The store is huge, which I was not expecting it to be as big as it was. So it was a really great store to play in.
Right. I think I talked about this last week. I randomly found Sharp Gaming when I was on a work trip out there. And that was my first thought when I walked in. I was like, this is a really nice store for where we are.
Yeah. Yes.
The chat is killing me right now. Just people yelling names.
I think you have as many fans.
I'm sorry.
As Kaylee did.
Yeah. A lot of fans, including your co-host, Bree, there in the chat. So
Bree wanting to know what book you listened to on your road trip.
Yeah, these are the hard-hitting questions we bring on Monday nights.
It was obviously Winnie the Pooh, and you don't have to give another answer besides that because I know I'm correct. But
yeah, you were right. It was Winnie the Pooh. Yeah.
That would put me to sleep. Yeah.
Listen, the rain chapter is exactly what you need when you need a solid 8 hours.
Yeah. The rain came down, and the rain. But no, yeah, I agree with you all about the venue though. I was not prepared for the size, and
right.
and one, like I walk into the store area and I'm like, okay, this is a fairly big store. And then I kind of veered off and I saw the play area and I'm like, oh, that's huge. And then I realized that the store actually has 2 other giant rooms. And I'm like, this store keeps going. And then I got to see the warehouse on the backside and I'm like, this place is massive. I really think like this event, I know they were trying to cap at a little over 100. And I think we had 74 players. But I was kind of trying to figure out, like, roughly if they expanded the tables and they had nothing but play tables in there, and then they utilized some of the warehouse, how many players they could get. And I think you could fit like 400 players in there.
Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. But it was a good experience. And one of the things I also love about tournaments is when the tournament organizer goes out of their way to, because anybody can kind of host a tournament, but when you add on side events, when you add on prizes and raffles and, fly people in to be there and make it a whole experience, like it makes it feel like more of a convention feel, like a weekend feel, instead of just a single tournament. Mm-hmm. And I think that's extra important here, where frankly, most people are going to be flying in like from other places. And so you want it to be a place where people can spend the whole weekend, like both days, and have a really good time. And I think they knocked it out of the park. Okay. I assume everybody agrees.
Yes, very much so. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
I wasn't there, unfortunately, so
I got distracted by the chat. That was
I do that all the time.
That was 100% what just happened there.
I was about to say, I'm trying to live vicariously through both of your memories of the event, so I'm just like, please tell me more. I would love to hear more about the amazing venue. Please tell me. So I guess a good way to start would be, what made you choose the deck you did for the event? Is that something you've been playing for the majority of the set? Was it a weekend call?
So Steel Song has been one of my favorite decks to play for a very long time. I, as our channel would indicate, being named after Enchanteds, really like playing Enchanted. So I like how many I can play in this deck, first and foremost.
Not
But
another shiny hunter, no.
Yeah.
but I also, the downside of this deck is the Ruby Sapphire matchup, and it is miserable to play. So when I was looking to make some adjustments before this weekend and just in recent meta in the Dallas Fort Worth area, I was trying to figure out something to counter that matchup and make it feel a little bit better. Just make it feel like it's not an automatic I sit down at the table and I'm gonna lose. And the Namaris felt really good because you can one shot the Manor, you can one shot a big Tamatoa with enough cards in your discard pile. And that was kind of where I started. And I had a big Cindy in there for a little bit, but that wasn't really doing the job as much as I wanted it to. And what I kind of came to realize is the best way to beat Ruby Sapphire is to just deck them out. So I added in, initially I started with 4 and 4, A Whole New World and Beyond the Horizon, and cut it down to only 2 Beyond the Horizon, just because 4 was a little bit too much. And it started to do the trick at local league. And so I felt pretty comfortable going into this weekend with the 62 cards I was running.
I was about to say, like, I that was my first question about the list, is like, why the Beyond the Horizon? But if your goal in general was to be able to have extra fuel to deck out Ruby Sapphire, it makes sense.
Yep.
I, at the beginning of this set, was running Namari Amber Steel in general, or not Namari Amber Steel, Prince Naveen Amber Steel, because sometimes the best thing to do against a Ruby Sapphire opponent is to just death grip a Prince Naveen and A Whole New World and say, I'm going to get this song off no matter what.
I would agree with that. That the Namari, the Prince Naveen also helped as well, but it really turned out to be the way to beat the matchup was decking them out, which isn't the best way to win a game, but you win it.
I mean, look, win conditions are win conditions, right? We take whatever we get.
Yeah, it was fun watching that, because I'm going to repeat some of what you said, but I don't know. I thought it was fun. I was talking to you early on, and you were like, "I hate the Ruby Sapphire matchup," so I've teched against it, and I'm like, I don't know how you tech against it, like with this deck. I mean, I guess there's a couple things you can do, and then I, you mentioned your strategy of decking them, and then I found out that in like round 1, you ran into Ruby Sapphire and you decked them in both games, right? And I was like, okay, it's working. And then we got to see you play on stream. It was the only game of yours that I got to, or match of yours that I got to watch, and you won one game, fairly quickly. And then in a later one, like, I knew that decking was something that you were looking at kind of early on, because I'd talked to you and Steven, and kind of knew that was in your game plan. And so I was watching for it and watching you kind of set things. And it was funny because every time I was watching the player, and like every turn, it's, popsicle, visions, develop your brain, draw a card, do this. And I'm like, I'm watching and I'm like, oh no, like you're walking into it. And
you were saying, oh no. And I was saying, yes, please keep trying. Please keep trying.
Yes, do it.
And yeah, so it was fun watching, because we got to see you deck them on stream as well. So I don't know, having alternate win cons in any TCG is a lot of fun, and it was really fun watching you pull that off against a deck that you didn't feel great against.
Yeah, it was definitely a very good day to. My deck was cooperating. Steel Song is definitely a deck that sometimes it's kind to you and sometimes it's really not. Day 2, it was really not. But day 1, it did the job.
Trust me, as someone who's played a fair bit of Amber Steel this set, I do know the sting that is Ariel not finding a song for like 5 rounds in a row, and you're just like, "What have I done to you?
Why are
Have
you
I?
doing this to me?
Why are you doing this to me? I thought I
But we
put
were
all my faith
friends.
in you. Yeah, like I thought we were friends, that we were doing so well for a couple of rounds, and then all of a sudden you decide to show me 3 rhinos off of an aerial. Why? Why do this to me, deck?
Yeah,
But
that was
on
pretty
on
much how Sunday was.
on the flip side, when Amber Steel does cooperate with you, you feel like it's just the most fluid, buttery deck you could ever play in your life. And when you get a whole new world in the exact order, when you get a whole new world Pete in the exact order you need them, you're just like, I'm so good at this game. How I haven't reached these heights before is beyond me.
Yes, that is very accurate. Hi, Erin.
Hey, Courtney. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you as well. I missed you this weekend.
I missed you all too. I was watching though, like I had the stream on in the background all weekend. But yeah, I missed you guys too. It was tough going up, traveling all the way to Arkansas to literally be on the ground. I think Liam was on the ground for like 36 hours and then turned around. And I was like, I'm not lugging a toddler up there for 36 hours.
That's very fair.
Yeah. But anyway, it sounded like it went really, really well. And yeah, congratulations on everything.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I'm so jealous. Like, I know you sit in your office all the time. For those who don't know, Courtney has the most awesome office at her house, which is where she's sitting. I got to tour it a couple of weeks ago and I'm so jealous.
I do. We redid our offices earlier last year, and it was definitely my favorite thing to do to our house so far.
Yeah. Well, and I love that, like, I nerded out in your office with especially your Lorcana, like, organization strategies. And then Liam completely nerded out in your husband's office because he has all of the Warhammer stuff that Liam loves. So, yeah.
2 giant nerds.
Yes, I love it.
There's a lot of nerdery going on.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then your game room. Sorry. I'm just like describing Courtney's house on our show. It's like, it's a cool house, everybody. It's a cool
She's
house.
like, and her address is.
Her address.
No, too far.
If you want to go experience Courtney's house,
head to. And you too can be a guest on, I don't know, Enchanted Chatter, but yeah, that's fun. I did have that's random, but it's what I do here. I did have aspirations to film like a little short in the Enchanted Chatter office and be like, this is where the magic happens. And then I got too distracted by Warhammer and never made it over there. So
that's okay. It happens.
As will happen. Okay. I mean, super. So any cards in this deck like super underperform or overperform? Would you make any tweaks after the weekend?
Honestly, no, I don't think so. I played a pretty wide variety of decks over the weekend and felt like it performed really well outside of the Christmas match. But I am hoping not to run into too much Christmas and hoping that the next time, if I do, it likes me a little bit more and I see any type of draw whatsoever. So honestly, I want to keep it as is. I think I might take it to Set Champs this weekend and send it as is. Or try out Kaylee's deck, because that deck looked really fun.
Can I just ask, because I saw, and I've been living under a rock with Lorcana recently, and I saw on the stream everybody was referring to Ruby Emerald as Christmas. Have I just been living under a rock for so long? I'm like loving that everybody's calling it Christmas, the Christmas deck. I don't know.
Are you asking if that's new?
Yeah.
No, I feel like it's always been Christmas.
Really? Okay. Well,
just nobody played it. So
yeah, maybe that's why.
Well, I mean, that's originally why it was called Christmas, not only because of the colors, but people were like, and it's magical fairy Christmas land.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, now that name is stuck.
I mean, yeah, but like also, it's just kind of in that realm of if it's not real, it can't hurt me.
That is true.
And I like to say that before every event, and I tend to always get proven wrong because things are in fact real and they can in fact hurt you. So I do apologize for you getting got in the same way I have gotten got, but it does make for a good story later on. It's something you will tell for months and months on end. Be like, you remember that one event that I definitely was going to win, and then I ran into the Christmas deck.
Yep.
Yeah, at least it was a player that I like playing against, so it made for a fun match, even in the loss.
I mean, yeah, that's always been my experience too. If it's somebody playing an off-meta deck that I will inevitably just get rolled by, they're always the most wonderful person. And you're just like, I can't even be upset at this, but I mean, I hope you continue having a good day. I'm gonna go crawl under a rock now.
I have to ask. Bree has been talking about Nathaniel Flint in the chat for an hour.
Sorry.
What's
No, don't feed into her. She
Okay.
card. It's the best card, and that is what she's trying to just trigger me because I am strongly against it. She wants me to put it into my deck.
Okay.
And I refuse.
Oh, we stop there. We don't feed the trolls, Liam.
Okay.
Is Bree a troll? Really?
Well, in this instance,
Of all
maybe.
people on
this
the
is-
planet.
I love it. And of all people, no, she's not. But in this scenario right now, yes.
Okay. Like maybe like a fairy, like rainbow troll. Like
I mean, we have Ed Chu and Mo Shamlin in the chat at the very least. So a scale of 1 to 10 on how good this card is. We can maybe settle this right now.
oh, I thought you were gonna say scale on like 1 to 10 on the troll front. Like,
Oh no.
And then Zach
She's on
Bibbins
my
from the top
side.
rope
Go
again.
ahead.
Yeah. Infinitely more me at home, infinitely more villain aura. Anyway. Also, speaking of trolls, you sure you can't make room for one? Yeah, I won't even ask.
Gantu.
Yeah.
I also am a Gantu lover, so I feel
Yeah. We need. Yeah.
I feel like
we need
people are looking forward to set rotation just so Liam gives up the Gantu. Then we're gonna become like an exclusively like Infinity content channel. Like
Listen, she cuts one Behind the Horizon for a Gantu. She cuts one Mr. Smee for Nathaniel Flint. I mean, it's just,
You can make everybody happy.
yeah, you make everybody happy. Just think of how much content you get to make if your deck wins a set champs with a Gantu and Nathaniel Flint in it.
I mean, if we start seeing a lot of aggro in the area, it maybe.
Look at that, man. This things have devolved. Yeah. One. I'm not even gonna.
well, now you have to say it.
That's dumb. I was just having
Unhinged.
our things have become unhinged. Our 100th episode is coming up, and I've been thinking about trying to make like some sort of like merch for that episode, and maybe a Justice for Gantu like sticker is the.
I would purchase that.
Oh, there we go.
I don't feel like that's stupid. I feel like that is very on brand for us, Liam.
Yeah. So hey, any artists out there or Canva aficionados, if you want to design a Justice for Gantu sticker,
People
send it.
calling on Katie in the chat already.
Send it. Yeah. Katie. Katie. All right. Yeah. In set 7, we had the Halfin challenge. In set 8, we're going to have the Nathaniel Gantu challenge. Look. Okay. Yeah. All right. Look. Listen. If you can.
Oh, here's Liam taking on another mailing.
If you can top 4 a set champ, you have limited time to pull this off, right? Because set champs are almost over. If you can top 4 a set champ with a Gantu in your deck, you don't even have to play him. You just have to have him in your deck. What do we send you?
I don't know, but Ed Chu's in the chat, like challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Yeah. All right.
I don't know. What are you going to send them?
I don't know yet.
Oh no.
I don't
We
know.
will-
hotel internet.
We will
I
send
send her back.
you love and kindness
Yeah.
in an envelope.
Liam, no. Well, something. Liam, no. Liam, no. But should it be 2 Gantus?
Wait, and I think that this needs to be like first one wins because you're about to set like all the people in the chat. We're gonna have like 160 mailings.
I don't think that many people will do it.
And now it's going viral on Twitter.
I don't think that many people will do the Gantu challenge.
Put that, please.
If you play him in a set champ, like if you can send me a picture in an
You still
official.
tell people what they're getting.
I don't know yet. I haven't thought this through properly.
He said, "What you're going to be getting is my love and respect for the rest of time."
That's exactly.
I mean,
That's what
certainly
I
a
was saying,
shout
Logan.
out.
Like in an envelope, we'll send it to you.
Okay.
Liam's love.
At a minimum, you will get a free Justice for Gantu sticker that we will produce at some point.
Oh, good Lord. Which,
And
get in your package next year. Okay.
maybe, I don't know. I still have like 8 trivia pins to mail out. So
I did my playmat and the pack of cards that I won earlier this year. You did hand deliver them, technically. So.
I did.
That's service.
I think I jumped out of a moving car, by the way, to go give them to you because we were like pulling out of your driveway, and Liam's like, "Wait, Courtney's things."
Yeah.
And I like Liam sat on this. Sorry.
Yeah, Liam sat on this. Sorry. Yeah, that was.
It's dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
True story. Hashtag true story. I did. So sorry if you collect the boxes.
Oh, you're fine.
But yeah, okay. So at a minimum, we'll get shouted out here. We want so if you can you have to top 4 with a Gantu in your deck just to say you've done it. And then 2, if you can play one, like if you play a Gantu in a set champ, I don't even care when in the tournament it is. Like I need to see picture evidence of you across from your opponent and the Gantu in play. I don't know what I'm going to do, but it'll be something cool.
You know who you should commission to do a Gantu sticker? Luis.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Luis can make a good sticker.
Luis could make a good sticker. Yeah. I don't know what I'll do, but I want to see a Gantu in play at a set champ. According to my research, Gantu has only been played one time in a competitive setting in the history of Lorcana.
You've done the research.
He has. He just
He's very
anecdotally knows
I know
of a Gantu that has been played
And I'm fairly confident that it's the only time ever because Cameron's the only one crazy
in
enough to do it.
Atlanta, and Cameron played it.
Cameron played it, and it was all steel deck, and the title of his deck was "Steal Your Girlfriend," and that was it. All right, which Gantu are we doing? Fairy Queen Tank. It is the Gantu. It is the only Gantu.
The Gantu.
It is the only
Galactic
Gantu.
Federation Captain.
Don't send me pictures. If people send me pictures of the good Gantus, I'll be disappointed. It has
must
to be this Gantu.
Gantu.
Not this Gantu because I only have one, and you'd have to come get it, and but a Gantu of this variety.
You don't have just one of those, sweetie. Don't lie, people.
I don't have one of this Gantu. This active and special stonks are going down Gantu, which I appreciate Zach for so much, and think he's wrong. All right. Things have devolved. Should we bring on our next guest?
I do have to duck out because I have laundry to fold, but it was really great to see everybody. I know you guys wish you could fold laundry with me, but alas,
Laundry waits for no one.
you can.
Oh no, Michelle. Gantu's name is pronounced like can't, like Cantu with a G. You can't.
Rochelle, we love having you here.
Thanks for that, Rochelle.
Thanks, Rochelle.
Yep. Liam, that is the good Gantu. That is. I'm sorry, I did misspeak. You are 100% right. This is the good Gantu. The others are fake.
Simply knockoffs.
Simply not. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and with that, it was
All
great
right.
to see everybody.
Okay, we have devolved.
Stay on track.
Somebody clip that. We're launching the Gantu challenge for this weekend set champs only, because they'll be rotated out after that. But Gantu in play. Clip it, tweet it, hashtag it. Let's go. I feel responsible for the chaos. You are 100% responsible for the chaos. I will be there next Wednesday in the chat to stir chaos of my own because turnabout is fair play. All right. Let's welcome in our next guest. We've talked a lot about Christmas thus far. Christmas in July. It's on the thumbnail. Twitter lit up when Mo Shamblin tweeted the deck list one round into the tournament. And
You should ask Cody how he felt about that.
yeah, I'm ready to. But we all talked about it. It was everywhere. It is Christmas in July. And it was piloted by a few people. One of them, Mo Shamblin, bringing it in, Mo Shamblin of Worlds fame. But the other person, his teammate Cody, And if you don't know Cody, you should. Infinity player, very, very talented. And not only, and he changed his name from his handle to something else, which you'll see in a second when I bring him in. But fantastic player, actually made it through an LCQ pod in Nationals and piloted his way very, very high. And I'm going to get the number wrong, but it was very, very close to making the top cut, a game or two away. So Cody, definitely a player that should be on your radar. And he plays for Team Infinity. So switch hats up. And just welcome in Cody. Cody!
It's Christmas! Okay, wait. I've been sitting here watching all this. There's so much I need to address. First of all, I had to look up what Nathaniel Flint was. I had no idea what that was. I have to play Gantu now, apparently. And my reward for winning with Gantu, I'm gonna win with it, is I want a tour of Courtney's game room thing, because that sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want you to give me that, Liam. That's the prize. You give me access to her house. Also, I do sadly want to report there are probably more wins on Dormouse than there is Gantu.
I think that's accurate.
Flashbacks.
Won't disagree. But we're going to change that this weekend when Gantu makes an appearance at Set Champs across the land. And everybody wonders why. And it's, yep. Somebody's got to do it.
I've already come up with the best idea. You know what I'm going to do?
What's up?
I'm going to return to Hercules it. I'm going to go, Gantu, your turn. What you got?
And
a dragon? That's cool.
You know,
left dragon.
The first thing they're going to do is the ever so satisfying. Can I read that real quick?
Yep.
And which you saw plenty of this weekend, I'm sure.
You know, I feel like it was kind of funny because I guess like the two cards in my deck that I feel like people would have read is like Undermine, which is a Ruby Emerald card, and then Dormouse. And there were so many people who went, okay, it would sit there for a turn, and then maybe be like their turn, or when it was back on my turn, then they would be like, can I read that? And they like pick it up, and you're like, is it just a 1/2 now? Yes, it's just a 1/2.
That's funny.
That's
well, that's when you're trying to play it cool. When you're like, they play it and you're like, you don't know what it does, but you don't want to admit it right off the bat. So you're like, okay, you just let it sit there, and then if you, can I just check one thing real quick?
Just casually, just look at it.
Just making sure it doesn't like gain keywords as the game goes on.
Yep. Get more each turn, gain a strength.
Dormouse, the only reason I didn't need to grab that one was because I played it a lot in Sealed.
That's fair.
So I was at least familiar with it from that.
Well, I owned none before the weekend, so that was interesting.
Well, let's take a look at the list. And I'll zoom right in on Dormouse here for those not familiar. I agree, Courtney. The only reason I was familiar with it was because it was one of the cards I was focused on for Super Sealed in preparing for Worlds, and it was a card that I thought would see, well, some play perhaps, but I saw a little bit of play. But fun little card, deals 1 damage to chosen character.
It does not deal a damage, Liam. It says put a counter on chosen character.
And why is that important?
Because resist is a horrible mechanic to fight through, and it does turn off rhinos if you put it on there.
So is that one of the biggest reasons to include this? I mean, there's plenty of reasons, plenty of things it does for you, but did the anti-rhino line come into play pretty often?
Yes, 100% did. It's kind of funny. Dormouse was one of those cards that I added in because I'll talk about it right next to it, because it did that. Plus, there was a plus side of it got to activate your Queen of Hearts. So normally one of the problems with Queen of Hearts is getting that damage on it and then having a reasonable trade or challenge with it. Dormouse makes her go in, pumps her up, and gets into fighting and says, "Murderate target Daisy Duck."
In a PG Disney kind of way.
Oh, yeah, sure, my bad. Banishment to the beyond, a Daisy Duck.
Beyond the horizon. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, what's interesting, like when I looked at this deck and even commentating it, like it is, there's not a lot that's strange in here. It's taking like the best of Ruby that you see in a bunch of different builds and the best of Emerald that you see in several different builds, whether it's Emerald Steel or, Emerald Amethyst, and like divorcing them from their traditional colors and then combining them and then throwing in a little extra spice, which is, the Dormouse and then the Undermine. And it's amazing how well it works together.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared about how consistent it was all weekend. It was kind of intimidating.
You intimidated yourself with your own deck?
Yeah, I kept winning with it, and I was like, that is maybe wasn't my idea of how the weekend was gonna go. I figured if anything, Mo was gonna win more with it than I was, but no, it just kept doing its thing. It's kind of funny. So I don't want to like undersell myself on this or make me try to sound like I'm a cool guy or anything. This was also my first time ever playing Maui Shark in a tournament. I've don't own any. I had to borrow all of them. I missed my first trigger when I played my first action on Maui Shark, and I went, "Oops, there's another line of text on this." And then it was grindy. I lost like almost a majority of my game ones against people, and then I went, okay, so I have to play this better on the next two, and then I got it for the next however many rounds it was. It was a strange little deck. It's a lot of things for your opponent to think about. It literally was like grab every good card from Ruby and Emerald, put them in a deck, and it just annoyed everyone.
And it looks annoying to me. How annoying is it, Courtney?
Pretty annoying. It was definitely rough not getting any draw to counter the discard. I think that was the biggest downfall in the matchup. When I tested a whopping 6 games the night before.
Okay, so you lied to me. You said you played 2.
Well,
when we were
no,
on
I
the
said
camera.
I played 2 matches, so 6 games.
Oh, okay, I see. The story's changing. I got you.
Well, 2 matches means they all went to 3 games.
They did.
There you go.
And in both of them, I was trying to basically go wide. That was when I noticed you didn't have Be Prepared in the list. My goal was to go wide and make you answer, and hopefully by the time have answers for your sharks when they came up, because that was basically the one thing that could clean my board.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those who don't know, if you watch the tournament, Courtney and Cody met in the top 8. Courtney lost to Cody on his way to winning the tournament. So, so fun match. I didn't get to watch. I'm kind of bummed about that, but I think it is available on. Is JDZ does have it?
Yeah, it's up. I watched this morning. It's not a pretty matchup for myself, but Cody plays his deck wonderfully in it.
Yeah, even though I said I'm not a Ruby player like at all, one thing I do know how to do very well is put Diablos in play and make you discard with Prince Johns. My Prince Johns, if anyone saw them on stream, were signed by the artist,
Cody.
And then she put like little gold coins flying up around Prince John. So if anything, you got discarded by a really cool Prince John.
I agree. They were beautiful.
I mean, if you're going to discard somebody, when you do it in style, it makes them feel a little less bad about it, right?
I have a video on my phone where I was watching Mo, and I sent my Prince Johns with Mo. So whenever he was playing his Emerald Amethyst deck on stream, you could see my name because it says for Cody on there whenever this artist signed it. And there's a video on my phone screaming at the TV and going, "That's my Prince John! Look at it!"
Wait, at Worlds?
No, just me staring at a TV in Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
It's just for my enjoyment.
Oh, fair. Yeah, no, Bree wants to see, Bree, a collector of fine cardboard. Yeah, we have to see those. Do love Coney. Coney also the artist behind a lot of cards that we love, but Whole New World is one of them, I believe. And so, yeah, an artist that is very well known in Lorcana. And
I was playing with one of with my signed Whole New Worlds this weekend as well.
Oh, fascinating. So signed cards. I love it. Let's see. I'll ask Mo to make up Mo Crushing Hearts. This deck is very annoying, says Zane Gray. Yeah. Also, Clara Sear earlier, another fantastic player shouting out the Christmas deck. So it appears that this was a secret that wasn't a big secret. Everybody knew, just needed.
I wonder why everyone look at Mo in the chat. I was okay. So this is where I was. Round 2. I just won. And I went to go use the restroom. I won't be too much information there, but I was looking at Twitter, just getting updated on life, and here I am looking at my deck list on Twitter, staring at it. I went, Mo, it's like 11 a.m. in the morning, and this is the start of the tournament. Here's my deck list.
He was just so excited for you, man. Come on.
I know.
I'm gonna,
He posted it up and went, "It's Christmas" or whatever. I don't
I'm
know.
gonna find that tweet.
I just thought it was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, I remember like I found out a little while into the tournament, like round 3 or something, that the internet was just blowing up.
Hey, it's me.
There you are. Look at
Hey.
that. What? Top 8 in Christmas. Yeah. Anyway, I won't find it, but it's somewhere here. There it is.
Yeah. He went, "Happy holidays, everyone."
Boom.
Yeah.
There it is. Like Mariah Carey in December, inevitable. So there you go. There are. I'm gonna save this because there's fun deck names and then there's iconic deck names, and this probably falls into the iconic category.
No, Mo's definitely good at that too.
It's funny. All right, back over to the actual deck list. So, okay, so like, with this deck, good matchups, bad matchups. Like, it's not an archetype I'm super familiar with because I haven't seen it in action much. So,
Me neither.
so what did you find success against? Well, I found success in everything, but like, what was it good into? What was it bad into? Like, talk to us a little bit about this deck's matchups and how you fared.
So for a majority of the cards, I definitely did not like do the pressure testing to make sure like they were like solid in the deck. Between like me and Mo's deck, I always play 61 cards in my deck. That's just a thing I do. I've done since the very beginning of the game. I used to do it on Blurple because I had a one of DLC Let It Go. So I was like 60 cards, let it go. And I put that in there. But I had 4 Mauis when he had 3. He had 4 chip when I have 3. And then I think my extra card is I did 4 brawls when he only did 3 brawls. But this deck went through a ton of variations. I definitely heard y'all at the beginning when you were talking about Ruby Emerald about how it's was a sneaky deck against Logan. I definitely remember Mo initially saying, "I'm gonna practice Christmas," and he went, "Robin Hood is a terrible card. We cannot play Robin Hood," and that immediately was cut from the deck. That was his whole identity. So from that moment on, it did get very interesting. It just really focused on playing all these amazing green cards. Like, I absolutely love Chip. I know we've had cards in the game that's kind of like this for other colors. Like I don't know, like Daisy Duck. I don't know if there's another one off the top of my head that kind of does something similar in that department, but Chip just fits so perfect in this that just kind of ramps up to like other bigger things. Like doing Prince John Chip is already kind of decent, but then when you follow up with like a Maui hero to all, it kind of catches people off guard where that's like a major control piece after the hand disruption. And then Maui Shark on the other end, right? I absolutely love Cricky. I don't think I'm ever going to be playing Emerald decks that don't play Cricky. I'm going to be sad to see it leave. And then just play all the annoying red cards on the back end of Pirates Life Brawl. Queen of Hearts made Steel Song a lot better just because it was a target that they really didn't want to storm and get their draw off of it. So it made things a little bit awkward there. That Dragonfire was a DLC Dragonfire. We definitely wouldn't be playing it if we didn't own one. And I really wish I had more Lilos. Lilo was a very fun card throughout the entire weekend. We had 3. We decided to both cut one, and I kind of want to go back up on it. It was a lot of fun. And I didn't actually play it for free a ton over the weekend. But one of my favorite plays was just questing with a Prince John, because usually you never want to do that. That is such a death sentence for this deck. And then you just ready it with Lilo and pass. It's like, I got free lore. That's great.
I also think the play you made when you got to play Lilo for free and ready your shark against me, that was a fantastic line.
Oh yeah, where I was purposely trying to find the right combination of cards to make her discard her last 2 cards in hand while getting rid of her 2 aerials in play. And really, Maui Shark was the only way to get rid of the exerted one. And I was like, well, I get a free draw off of this sudden chill, so let's start there. And then I drew Lilo, and I went, oh, maybe I can do everything. And then I just started going to town. And then I sung with Sudden Chill, and I think someone afterwards told me, they're like, I just can't believe you sung Sudden Chill with Maui Shark. But then it's like, I saw the vision, because then you got to ready it. And I was like, yeah, it was a masterful gambit.
I love this line from Mo. Sometimes you look at deck builders, you look at decks, on net decks or tournament results, and you're trying to dissect why like 2 Lilos, oh man, why only 2? Do they only want to see so many per game? Why is it not 3? And the answer is because we just didn't have enough,
Yeah, which I mean, I had 3 Lilos. Mo was also stealing my cards to build the deck, so there was a back and forth of us trying to find out the equilibrium there. There's actually a lot I really want to change to it. It's kind of surprising that like after the weekend, this is what I'll say to anyone who's interested in playing it for set champs. I know that's about the last of it for the breadth of this deck, as it's about to all go away. I'm going to tell everyone right now, as soon as Prince John rotates out, this deck is toast. It is nothing anymore. That was the most important card all weekend. I even had a game that I won where I was against Steel Song, and my opening hand had turn 1 Diablo, Prince John, and Diablo, and a lot of other kind of mediocre cards. And I was like, I really want a 2-drop. I shipped away the entire shift package of Diablo and just kept the Prince John, and I won that game. I was like, I just don't want this right now. It's not going to help me. And Prince John definitely was the bread and butter. So just keep that in mind if you're going to be playing some Christmas. It's definitely, it takes a little bit of getting used to kind of run it accurately, probably.
I mean, so you brought up and I brought up how it caught me by surprise at the one Charlie's. That was kind of the linchpin of the deck.
Right.
You have very limited ways to draw cards, and if you don't establish them or find them when you need them, you just kind of gas out pretty quickly. And yes, you have a lot of very powerful things you can do, but as soon as the draw engine's gone, the powerhouse of the deck is gone.
Yeah, I mean, there might be something that exists, because when did Robin Hood come out? Is that a set 5 card?
I believe it might be.
Yeah,
I feel like there could be a world where like, okay, here actually I want to say this beforehand, because I know there's been conversation throughout this entire stream so far. Courtney's deck was amazing. It was built perfectly. It could take on the whole world. I hate everything that deck is doing. I don't like it. I hate what Blue Red is doing. Hate that deck too. So I needed to make sure I beat both of those decks, and that was my favorite deck to play against all weekend was Steel Song. And I feel like maybe in a world where Cinderella doesn't exist, turn 1 Cinderella, Robin Hood Sharpshooter might be an all-star with a Maui Shark in a deck. I don't know what colors that would be. You don't get Bruno anymore, and that's probably a big reason to go Emerald, but I'm sure there's going to be something really cool there. I like any deck that gets to play Enchanteds, because I'm definitely an Enchanted player, so whenever I saw Tinkerbell getting reprinted, I was like, thank the Lord, my $1,000 investment of these Enchanteds is still going to be there, and I don't play them at all. So I need to finally start playing Steel so I can play Tinkerbells again.
That's fine. I love all you players who are like, yeah, it's all about how many enchanters I can run. Like that's really it.
I like finding things.
Yeah.
I literally, so whenever I was at NA Continentals, I got to play the Enchanted Elsa on stream, which first of all wasn't even my Elsa. I don't own one. That was a buddy's that let me play his Elsa on stream. So that was fun. And then after winning my pod to get the invite, I literally went upstairs because everyone was telling me there was a vendor with foreign cards. That was around the time when that was like a big thing. And he's like, oh, I have 2 Enchanted Elsas in Chinese. And I was like, I play 2 Enchanted Elsas in my deck. That's very funny, vendor. I did not spend the money to do that. That would have been a complete waste. But that Elsa on stream could have been a Chinese one, which would have been cool. And I would have 100% have done that.
That would have been cool.
I needed Mo to win faster and get closer to Worlds, which is the event that caused that. So that doesn't make any sense. But then he could invest in my Chinese Elsas.
And then instead of borrowing Lilos from you could have just borrowed the Chinese Elsas from him, and then you played a different deck this weekend instead of Christmas. And
could have been really good. Which I will also say, I had no interest of buying a Lilo, which a buddy of mine, because this is actually the craziest part. We really didn't have enough Lilos. So I had a friend, Devin, who he's like, oh, you can borrow mine. It's enchanted. So I got to play his enchanted because it was just how many we actually needed. It wasn't exactly for the enchanted one. But when I got to see that one actually played, I was like, okay, this card's beautiful. I kind of want some now.
It's kind of bonkers. Cool. Yeah.
I got to see a Stitch too. There was actually so many enchanteds open around Sharp. Like I feel like all day because they were doing the a bounty system where some players in the tournament had bounty shirts, and if you won against them, you would either win like 2 packs, 1 pack, or 3 if you 2-0'd them. And I can't tell you how many times someone went, all right, you win your bounty pack, here you go. They open it, it's like, oh, I got enchanted. It was just like all over during the middle of the tournament.
The bounty player that I played against, I didn't open an enchanted, but there was one in his box, and I was like, no.
I think there was a lot around. Like Mo had one in his, and
Mhm.
then one of our other guys, Daniel, who I played against on stream, that was the lemon lime person, in round, what was that? Round 5 or 4. He opened the Stitch, and it looked beautiful. It was just kind of interesting.
That is interesting. I did get a box to open on stream, and I was allowed to keep what was in the box. You know who did not get an enchanted? I did not.
Me.
So on you. Oh, there we go. So yeah.
I tried stealing Katie's.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah, but even then, Katie got one, right? Like,
Yeah.
on stream?
Katie got one and then just left it out on the table. And when I jumped on stream with JDZ on Sunday, it was just sitting there unsleeved. And I was like, it's naked. This needs to be rescued.
It's naked.
yeah. I'll take
That does sound exactly like something Katie would do, though, to be fair.
You can come home with me, nice enchanted. I'll take care of you and give you the life you deserve. Which enchanted was it? I knew she opened one.
Mushu, I believe.
Yeah, it was
nice.
Mushu. It was all
Nice.
different ones too. It was like no duplicates, and then like shout out to a local player here, Damien. He's one of our other all-star kids that wins a lot. Also, to shout out Zane because he won the 3K the next day at Sharp. He was 14 years old. I believe Damien is also 14 years old. He did not do good in the 5K, but then went to go play a side event to win a box, and he brought the box home and got an Into the Unknown enchanted. So all
Bonkers
around,
cool.
there was enchanteds going on. And the next day after I talked to him, this was before my game with Courtney, but I was like, well, Damien, you might have earned more money from this event than I might, and I'm going to go play top 8 now.
That's funny. Yeah, JDZ has that funny video he did a while ago where it's like when the second place, you know, when you win the event but lose, and like the second place winner's like, oh, I opened enchanted this, enchanted that. What'd you get over there?
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's like,
I
got Nathaniel Flint's, my guy.
I did walk away with one enchanted though from the weekend. Mo and Mandy helped me finish my set 1 enchanteds. I was missing Aurora and they happened to have it. So I now have one of every enchanted from set 1.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. That's like in a video game where you unlock that achievement, you know.
Yes, that's exactly how it felt. When
Um,
I checked it off on Dreamborn, I was like, yes, this feels nice. 100%.
Yeah.
Look at that bar filled up. Now I don't have anything else to do.
I am so sad for the rotation in Fable now that I've started looking at my enchanted binder, because I was a big lemon lime gamer of Kita Under the Sea for a while, and after doing good in Fort Worth with it, I proceeded to get all enchanted Diablos and all enchanted Kitas, and now I'm just sitting here being like, I hope to the Lord that they are good in Infinity, because I still want to play these cards. I do think Kita would be a wonderful reprint down the line. I think that card's very neat, and I'm okay if it doesn't have Under the Sea. We don't need that again. Or maybe we do. I'm okay with that. You probably aren't.
Yeah, let me see.
I mean, that's one of the things that makes the deck what it is. So I think the deck becomes way more fair without Under the Sea.
Oh, for sure. I always like kind of playing Kita as well. I had a phase where I was just kind of playing more, I guess I don't want to say like casual decks, but I was just kind of more experimenting with some stuff. And Amber Sapphire Heroes I thought was really cool. And the top end of that for a time, I was like, if you do Kita, you're just questing out. And then imagine just slamming a Kita afterwards. You're like, all right, there's another turn of free questing. Are you going to challenge me? No. And then Maui here to all exist and ruins everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just exists.
Yeah.
I will, you know, the nice thing about, I will say, you know, the hope for your enchanteds is there is, I'm going to guess it's likely that over time we will see reprints work their way back into, you know, core constructed. So in time, you may see Kita come back around if she's not there this set. And then imagine that moment when like you see the announcement on Twitter and the card reveal, and then you get to go into your dusty old binder, you know, and just, you know, and pull out the Kitas and be like, it is time.
Well,
for
depending
you
on how
again.
Infinity goes, maybe they'll still get played. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, I'm excited to see what's reprinted. I can't play with my enchanteds. I'm like one of those like card collectors and card graders. So like I super appreciate people who play with enchanteds. Like I love it. That's why they exist. They're cards. But when I get one, it goes into the binder.
Well,
I just love the art so much that I
Yeah.
want to play them because then I can see them all the time. I also typically, when a new set comes out, because I collect one of every card, I will put my enchanteds up in like hard cases behind me on my bookshelf until I get the full set.
oh
I love that.
really?
We need
I played so I sadly I've been playing since first chapter came out, and I sadly just never opened up a enchanted during first chapter. I was a little bit more budgeted and not buying like too many boxes, but what I got, I couldn't get anything. And then literally during the release event of Floodborn, I was at a store and then you get your 6 packs and build a deck. I opened up Snow White from that and went, oh looky there, my first enchanted. Sleeved it. I'm gonna play this. This card's sweet.
Yeah, I love it. We'll take a quick question from the chat while we're talking about enchanteds. So you mentioned, Cody, wanting to add more Lilos. And Scott asks, what would you cut to make room for Lilo?
Okay, this is a wonderful question. I actually want to do a complete facelift of this deck, and I think I would change a lot of different things. Only I want to experiment it first. So one thing initially that I really wanted to test, and I'm kind of upset with myself that I did not participate as much into the testing of this deck, because a 2-drop I really wanted to play was Mulan. I don't know her name, but it's the 2-drop Mulan. It's a 1/3, and whenever you play an action, it gets a strength buff of 2. So it goes from like a 1/3 to a 3/3, a 3/3 to a 5/3 every time you play an action. And if you undermine that with Mulan, that would immediately made it a 5/3, which could banishment to the beyond Rhino. It's like build your own Zeus. And if I was leaning more to the action side of things, then I definitely want to play more Lilos. So I think it would be any sort of combination of like I could probably cut one Maui hero to all. Sadly, he didn't do as much as I wanted. Put another Lilo. I actually kind of want to cut some copies of Ursula the Deceiver, because everyone's really good at the game. I'm going to say throughout the entire tournament, from even round 1, people were playing around Ursula the Deceiver, which was very annoying for me. I could never like steal something from someone, but it made me realize that like when they realize you're a Ursula Prince John deck, they're going to play around it. So I was like, I don't even need 4 copies of Ursula anymore. They just do the hard work for me and don't keep the cards in their hand. And I kind of wanted to like cut some 2-drops there, maybe shave some around. Dormouse might need to get the boot. He didn't actually do enough. He put a counter on a Diablo and got that job done. That was pretty sweet. That was a pretty great moment. I was pretty happy about that. Daniel was not. Brawl was actually really bad in the deck. It's kind of funny. I actually did not brawl a lot of things all weekend. The game has gone to a very annoying point. This is where I hate Steel Song, where Brawl just doesn't get actually anything besides Ariel. And while Ariel is great to get rid of, it sucks getting punched in the face over and over again by a Rhino.
That's been my problem with Brawl recently. Like I tried DKP Shark. I think it was at the Glass City 5K, and I ran 2 Brawls. Brawls got exactly no targets all weekend because every person I played against was like, haha, 3. And I'm like,
yeah, it doesn't hit Smee. It doesn't hit.
Like this could be literally any other card in Brawl, and it'd probably be better.
It's like the best use of Brawl I really got was from like hitting like daisies, which is still good, but like, that's a terrible investment, especially when you're playing against like the fast daisy deck. So like I feel like I just wanted to be a little bit more aggressive with my 2-drops, and that Mulan looked really good. I was sitting there looking at it afterwards. I was like, what 2-drops could I put in the deck? And I was like, I could have had more fun over the weekend than just winning, but I could have been playing Mulans because there's promos of that. Because if I don't play Enchanteds, I'm definitely playing the promos.
That it's funny you say that, because I looked up the card and I was like, oh, it's a promo card.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you are authorized in my deck.
I also so I mentioned the Mulan thing to my group, and immediately the guys who were helping build it, Daniel, actually that comment right there, he's he's telling me I'm bad because I beat him up with Dormouse and Brawl, but whatever, he doesn't matter. So anyways, I was gonna put the Mulan in there, and he went, "Oh, does that mean you get to play the Mulan shift?" And I went, "Of course not. I'm not gonna play the Mulan shift." But then I went, "Wait a second, that might kill, or sorry, my bad, banish more hamsters." That's cooking right there.
What can banish the most hamsters?
Yeah, what can banish the most hamsters and make me happy?
I was going to ask you if you put the Mulan in, if you'd put the shift in.
This is
so.
where immediately I'm telling you, I thought about this today after work, and then got on this stream, and it might change the deck completely. I know for sure there's going to be at least 4 Prince Johns and 8 Diablos. We'll figure out what goes from there.
TCG player, filter, enchanted promo. What else?
Yeah, I just made a script on my computer. Anytime I load Dreamboard, it just automatically loads those 12 cards.
There you go.
We're like, all right, something's going to work after that.
Cody
And
is
the Mulan even has the promo version from the Ursula quest.
That's true.
Ooh, we can make the prettiest deck, y'all.
That's true.
It's not even about the competitive viability of the deck. It's how much bling can I put in the deck.
Who was I'm so bad with names, and I guess like the scene for Lorcana sometimes, but there was always the guy who was doing good in tournaments that had like all of green steel enchanted out. Does anyone know who I'm talking about? He was like playing Morph. He had the Cinderellas after the DLCs, and
Was it Dale Bolito? Dale's pretty.
Dale blinked pretty well.
that name sounds familiar, but there was like that
Yeah.
green steel deck, and that was everyone's talking about. Like this was the deck that got to play the most enchanteds. Imagine if we flipped the script and it's like, yes, I'm gonna play the most enchanteds. Christmas. That's not what you expected, but that's what you get.
Yeah, there's all sorts of Christmas silver and gold and shiny things, tinsel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who needs to win when you have the prettiest cards? That's right. That's true. You're already winning when you have the prettiest cards. Yeah. Chat confirming. Yeah, it is Dale who had the blinged out green steel deck. Yep.
I'm glad to finally. I just saw that comment from Bree, and I'm just gonna slander Ruby Still for a second. I'm really glad to put Christmas above Ruby Still. That feels really nice. Like I'm glad we raised some of those numbers.
That's true. I like the battle at the bottom of the barrel of relevance. That's funny. It's like when I have cheered for a really bad soccer team for a long time, and last season the game on the power rankings was just like, look at the power rankings each week, and just as long as you're beating, like as long as you're not on the bottom,
as long as there's someone below you, then that's fine.
Then that's fine. Yeah, you're like, okay, I can live with this as long as Dallas is down there below Austin, like things are good.
Like someone said, like Gantu.
Shots fired. Joke's on you, Forrest the dog. Gantu's gonna win a set champs this weekend.
Also,
already
where you tell Force the dog is Joey, and you just let him know if he keeps slandering, you're not going to transfer his cards to artists with yours.
Ooh.
I see. Joey has. I have cards of his with an artist right now. So just keep that in mind.
That completely remind me. I also am now contracted, I guess, to make a sticker for Gantu. I'm just fitting in all the boxes, everything y'all talked about earlier. I was like, I have a Canva subscription. I don't use it for good reasons. I use it to make funny crab memes, but
now it could be a Gantu thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. You make. We're gonna produce one. We'll see who comes up with a good design. And I have a sticker company that we use. I've got new Illumiteer stickers on order already, so I can add another sticker to the list. So justice for Gantu. Okay. All right. I could talk to you all night. We are almost at 2 hours here. We should probably start to wrap this up. Cody, congrats on an amazing performance this weekend. Like winning that event is no joke. There were a couple worlds qualified players there, a bajillion talented players, and winning it is no small feat. Congrats on a great weekend. Any closing thoughts on either this list or the Sharp Gaming or the weekend or rotation? What do you got?
Liam, that's the worst question to ask me. Of course,
It's
I
like
have some
8
thoughts
questions in
about
one.
I have thoughts about everything. I could go.
Go.
Sharp was awesome. I love their building. It's like perfect for it. It's just like it's the perfect space. I wish it was in Northwest Arkansas, just because I live there. But it would have been also closer to the airport, so I feel like a lot of people would be flying in for that. But I love going down there. They're awesome to hang out with. I even treated myself to some Godzilla cards that I didn't even know there was a game for. But I was like, I just won. I'll buy some Godzilla cards. I even got this foil Belante versus Godzilla card. Is that worth
Ooh.
money? No, it's not on TCG. There's like 2 cards on there. Ooh.
But
it's
is it pretty? Absolutely.
It's super pretty. And then Christmas was awesome. It would really put me in the holiday cheer spirits to do good and win. No ghosts have haunted me yet, so I haven't turned into Scrooge. So that means I can keep doing what I'm doing. I don't actually recommend people to play for store champs because I feel like it could really go bad, and I don't want you to feel bad after playing this deck. Please get some reps in if you want to do it. DM
Everybody's
me on
playing
Twitter.
steel. And all of your 2-cost characters won't be able to quest next weekend, so I agree.
Hey, joke's on you. I took out 6 steel songs over the weekend, so I would still play against them any day of the week. I just need to find more ways to get rid of hamsters. They are apparently an infestation on the community right now, and I gotta get rid of them.
How do you banish Gantu? That's my question. Anyway, I'll just leave that hanging, but keep going.
Multiple undermines, and apparently a Mulan. I'm so mad at myself. I shouted out Beyonce when I was on the stream with JDZ. I should have done Mariah Carey. I'm an idiot. Now she's not gonna see me and talk to me finally. I have 2 Ratatouilles. That's one that hasn't been chewed up by the dog. The other one with a pin on the wall is the one ate by the dog. So that's interesting. That's the Dune popcorn bucket, the worm. Yeah, I think that's about all I've thought about this afternoon.
And that's my day.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a Tyranid player for Warhammer. Shout out Warhammer. That's
Tyranids.
So we're bug haters in this community, I guess. That's terrible.
I'm doing my part.
What are you a player of?
The only good bug is a dead bug. That was a Star Trek reference.
I got it.
That
I
sounds
know
like
all,
heresy, my friend.
Yeah, I've heard all the slurs people say about my poor Tyranids, a poor bug's life.
That's funny.
It smells like heresy to me.
Yeah, and I whenever I started playing, I'm just like every paycheck, it's like more bugs. Christmas. It's Christmas.
You have fellow Terminid.
Hey,
look at that.
there's Nid fans in the chat.
Yep. Oh no, he froze. That's right. He just froze. Like that's yep. That's what happened.
Yeah, I literally stood there. I was like, I don't know what happened. I'm just gonna hold it.
It was well played. I don't know what happened either. I blacked out for a moment. My finger twitched.
But no, it was a great weekend overall. I guess any like final words, like it was just so much fun. Everyone was super nice. I got to meet a ton of Kansas City folks, and they were super cool. Everyone coming from Texas. Courtney was awesome. I got to meet her basically the night before and the day before. And sadly, the first time we had to play against each other was in top 8, so that was a little bit awkward. But it was still really fun. I know it was a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun. If anyone goes back and watch, you'll see both of us are laughing throughout most of the match.
Yeah, I'm sorry for anyone I'm on stream with. I had way too much fun doing just random shenanigans. The judge Hannah, who was running the stream table, she literally got on to me like a mother, saying, "You have too many trinkets out on the table. Please get them away." It's my little ducks and crab. I had to move them off.
Or when you jokingly say that you stacked your deck.
Oh yeah, so I handed Courtney my deck, and we were just shuffling, just talking, and I went, "Okay, Courtney, I stacked my deck. Please do not shuffle it too much." And then she took so many cuts, and I just was like, "No, please stop."
I then cut it in half, and then picked 7, cut it again, picked another 7, and then took the one off the top just to be safe.
Yeah, Courtney couldn't even let me cheat. It was so annoying. Apparently, I made someone in the audience laugh, and I don't even remember me doing this, but after they said it, I went, That was a Cody move. I probably did do that. I apparently put something underneath a cove on stream and went bonk onto something. I don't remember doing that, but that sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, that's funny. Christmas is here early, or my sure, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a Cody move. I did enjoy your shenanigans on stream, especially playing your teammate. It was a lot of fun to watch. Anyway, it was fun to see like the lighthearted side of Lorcana, even in a competitive event.
Yeah, it was like
enjoyed that
all fun. Even on
very
my
much.
losses, I literally went. Of course, Diggy Hole was gonna beat me up, and I told my opponent that. I was like, "You ruined my day. You got my first loss." And then Courtney knocked him out. So that was like, "Thank you, Courtney. We're good friends now." I was like, "I'll send you your check in the mail."
Yeah. Also, shout out to Hannah, by the way, the stream judge. Phenomenal job this weekend, and first Lorcana event, I think. Experienced Magic judge though, and Hannah did a fantastic job. So if you're watching, or if you know Hannah, let her know. Great job.
Yeah, Hannah was
sure.
amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone was. Philip, Lexi, Kristen was also doing some judging. They had tons of side events going on. It seemed like everyone had fun. They had their store champ was going on around then too, so that was a lot of fun. It was just a lot of fun. I actually, it's like I was kind of just going through this phase. I'm kind of waiting for Fable to come out because I'm just really excited to like get to like start deck building with like a new atmosphere. I feel like I have nightmares about Cinderella in my every night now because I just don't want to get turned one Cinderella then stormed. But I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and it just feels like no matter what happens, Worlds came around. I got super excited. Feel like I was watching sports when Mo was on the stream, or like going to like a store champ recently, just having a lot of fun, seeing what decks people are building up. And then there was so much uniqueness in the 5K. Like there was a Sheriff of Nottingham blue steel deck. There was actually me and Mo were not the only Christmas players. I think there was another player in the room also on Christmas. So it was like, that's not supposed to happen. We were supposed to be the only people there with it. I only saw 2 Santa hats, so something was wrong. What else was there? I can't remember exactly everything, but day 2 there was a Kristoff Whole New World 66 card list from Matthew. He got top 8. He knocked me out. That deck was so annoying. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Okay, so learned a lot about closing thoughts. It's great. No, I appreciate all thoughts, Cody. Like, congrats again. Anytime you take down like a 78 person tournament or a sharp gaming event, you can talk for as long as you want on the closing comments. So yeah,
Deal.
I appreciate it.
Hey, you're gonna have to hold on to your words with that one, Liam.
I
keep doing good at them.
I reserve the right to let my finger twitch at any time. So, but no, I appreciate it, Cody, and yeah, again, a fantastic performance.
Thank you.
I'm sure
I really appreciate it.
Sure you have. We'll sure have you on again. Courtney, closing thoughts from you, and do you want to shout out a certain tournament that may be coming up in Dallas in the somewhat near future?
I always love shouting out future events in the area. The one that I'd like to shout out the most right now is the Diet Coke Invitational. If anyone wants to come to Dallas in September, you can play in a Lorcana tournament for the low cost of a 12-pack of Diet Coke.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun. The event, they make custom playmats and a custom card for the top 8 winners. And they also usually find a pool of enchanted cards for the top 8 to pick from 1st to 8th. They get to pick.
Cody?
So pretty great pricing. Last time we did pack per win. So it's a good time. Nice and cheap.
Yeah.
Funds the Incredibles Diet Coke addiction.
Yeah, I've never bought Diet Coke. I have no idea how much this tournament's going to cost.
You can get it on sale pretty cheap.
Like, yeah, there's like a scalping like a community of like, oh, we got to get the cheapest entry to this tournament. So if you buy it in bulk from Costco, we can get so many people in at a low discount.
So if you buy from Costco, you do have to make an arrangement with the tournament organizer because it is specifically a 12-pack.
So you're telling me people tried to do this before? That's all that says. If there's already a warning in place, I was not the first one to come up with that.
Yes.
Here's it, because it's very important, because the Diet Coke I've seen in the past gets constructed into a throne, and if you need the right Legos.
Yeah,
You
like
need the right
Legos.
Yep. And for storage purposes, it's harder to store the bigger cases.
Yeah, my favorite thing that so when I was talking to Courtney, she told me about this during the event, and I was like, "Oh, I've heard about that last time. Sounds like such a cool thing to do. I'm probably gonna come down for this one because that just sounds like a lot of fun." And I was just like, what do y'all do with the Cokes?" And they're like, "Oh, we keep them." "What do you mean?" I was like, this is like the biggest Ponzi scheme I've ever heard of that everyone wants to be a part of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Yes, 100%, I'm sold."
Why wouldn't you? And there it is. The DCI is back. Joey in the chat asking, how do you get invited? You're invited. This is your invite, everyone.
Your invitation.
You're in Diet Coke invitation. You're all invited. And Mo says he's been informed he will be there. So here we go. Is cherry Diet Coke accepted? That is a great question.
Is not accepted. It is strictly Diet Coke.
Oh, it's a good note. I would hate for you to show up and be turned away at the
And
entrance.
we have also joked that we're waiting for someone to like scalp in the parking lot and have like a trunk full of them if in case you forget.
I was gonna ask, is there like like a currency exchange of exchanging different types of Cokes for the Diet Coke? We got to be in market for the event.
Yeah, it's got to be Diet Coke.
Yep. Well, there you go. It has to like that. This is your warning. Don't show up. And then they even have a picture. Look right there, just to help you out.
Oh, okay.
That's that, or a similar size case. Don't show up with mini cans. Don't show up with cherry Diet Coke. Don't show up with regular Coke. Don't show up with the 24 pack. It's that.
No exceptions.
Yep.
I like this sad little Maui shark here.
That was the card for the first invitational was Maui
okay.
Shark. And there were two versions. It was sad Maui Shark and then another Maui Shark from the movie.
There you go. Listen.
And then besides the Diet Coke Invitational, the big thing I would say is my closing thoughts. I talked to a lot of people because this was the first event that I top 8'd at. And I was saying that I think a lot of people talk about mindset in the day of an event. And I think that really paid off throughout the day. Throughout the day, I was very calm and had a lot of faith in my deck. And I felt like that paid out in dividends. And even round 2 was where I picked up my loss of the day, and I really shook that off and didn't let it bug me. And I think that was a huge factor in how well I did in the day. So my biggest advice is don't let the losses get you down.
Yeah, I one of my favorite moments of the day was going, "Oh my gosh, Courtney, I just realized that since there were some drawings happening, you played your game, you're first place. That's so awesome." And I went, "I'm last place in top." It's like, oh no, bad news.
Yeah, I the two of you, because I associate with a lot of the players, and I'm rooting for everybody, especially when I'm commentating. But Courtney, I've known you for a while. Cody, I've known you for a while, and your team and both your teams. And so I've been chatting with you all throughout the day and had you on stream. And then we all went out to dinner that night, and I didn't know you all were playing each other. And I sat down and we were all having dinner. And then I was like, "So who are your first round opponents?" And you each kind of like looked across the room at each other, and I was like, "Oh no!"
On different sides.
Like, that person. That's
Yeah,
why it's very funny. We sit on the very opposite ends.
I noticed. Yeah, I was like, "Oh man, it's interesting vibes in here." I'm trying to find a picture of the throne from last year. I should not be wasting time on this.
I can't tell you how offended I was when I sat down. I made a joke to Courtney the night before where I was like, "Courtney, let me see your list. I totally won't test it." And then I went, "I'm actually really 100% not going to test it." And then I sat down with her, and she's just like, "Yeah, I played some matches against your game." And I'm like, "What? You can't do that. That's cheating." I said I wasn't going to.
To be fair, your deck was weird, Cody.
Yeah, and you still kicked my butt.
Okay,
so
that's
okay.
offensive. You don't think Steel Song players are weird?
We're totally normal.
That's insane.
All right. Well, that's Diet Coke Invitational. Everybody look it up. Should be a lot of fun. I think it's my birthday weekend too, so the extra fun.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yep.
good to know. Good to know.
So
Yeah.
if I
It's
win
fully
the
made.
Diet Coke Invitational with a Gantu, oh no, it'll be Fabled, won't it?
It will be.
It would be able
Can
to.
I cheat?
No.
What if I cheat for just Gantu?
I mean,
I'll talk to
cheating
the
to make your
TO.
deck worse feels
Yeah,
like
I'm like Judge. It's gonna hurt me. This is good for business. I'm round buys, but then I
I'll,
win and I go, I was 100% cheating.
I'll check in with the TO and see if there's an exception
Okay.
for
Okay.
Gantu.
It's like
My-
how many Diet Cokes can get me Gantus in my deck?
my God, what a great! I mean, Fabled's not out yet. Ravensburger, if you're watching, there's still time. Do you see the shenanigans that you would be allowing if you reprinted Gantu? Like, I'm just saying.
Ravensburger, give me a reason to dress up as Gantu. We have to make this happen. I'm gonna do a paper mache Gantu outfit for DLC Milwaukee. You heard it here first. Hold me to it.
There's still time. I think time has run out. I maintain there's still time. We can make it happen. We can make it happen. The Gantu revolution starts now. Okay, this show has gone so off the rails, and I love every bit of it. Logan, what did we miss? What's going on?
Gantu is apparently like the #1 requested Fabled reprint of all time. Ravensburger, here are please don't bring it back because Liam needs this reprieve. He needs a mental health day, and I think rotation will be for that. No, but seriously, it was great talking to both of you guys. It was great seeing your performances over the weekend. I was able to catch most of the games in general. No, I loved both of your lists. I loved the camaraderie you guys had when you played, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed Sharp Gaming as much as I enjoyed the shop when I was able to go, and I'm hoping to be able to go to the next big event that Sharp puts on. I really, really want to make it out.
Which they have one in November. I think they announced during the event it's going to be an 8K. I sadly don't know the date off the top of my head, but in November. I know they're on Facebook, on Twitter. Go find them. Sharp Gaming. I'm sorry, I'm not an ad, but I'm kind of. I'm half
I'm
of
not
an ad.
bad, but I'm just
I'm
letting
half
you
of
know.
an ad. They're not paying me.
I'm usually bad about doing this, but I will try to remember. I will put up a link to both. If the Diet Coke Invitational has a link, I'll put that up. If not, I'll get it up there. I will put it in future show notes. I will put up the link to the next Sharp Gaming event if I can find it, or at the very least, Sharp's website, so you can follow along there. I'll also have links to Courtney and Enchanted Chatter's show, Twitch show, so you should go watch on Wednesday. And Cody, do you have a place people can follow you? Like, how can people keep up with what you're doing?
Oh yeah, if you want brain rot, go find me on X/Twitter, Kaiju Crab number 95. I sometimes post memes, and they're sometimes funny. I think they're funny.
Who are the other 94 crabs?
You know, it's really annoying, guys, that they took all those numbers up to my spot.
That's
Who would have thought there would have been so many in line?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen like the crab rave where they're all dancing?
Mhm.
That's them. They're annoying. They're still song players.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Yeah, so we'll have links to all of this in the show notes. Hopefully, if I can get off my butt and get it done tonight. If you're watching, thanks so much for hanging with us these couple hours. We'll be back next Monday, much to my chagrin, because we will be fresh off the heels of Gen Con and probably exhausted, but we'll be here because the show goes on. And thank you all for watching. And thank you. I'll shout out Jonathan Crow, the one person watching over on Enchanted Chatter's Twitch. So you're already there, and everybody else should migrate over and give them a follow as well. Please like, follow, subscribe, do all the things that you normally do. Shout out to our Patreon supporters. You know who you are, and we know who you are. Thank you for helping make the show happen. We'll put a link in the show notes, and